Oh shit.
Hello, and welcome to DevCast Ops. You have all three of us again this week. I am recovered from my illness, thankfully.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and
Nice.
I think this evening we're going to be looking at doing some TLS stuff with Consul. But I think first, while I wanted to sidetrack it and have a little conversation about what we want to do with our TLS. It's not the only TLS issue we have. So do you want to maybe give us a little bit more in depth about what it is you want to discuss?
All right. So the first thing is found the website for Consul where it describes how we could go about it, as in communicating. It says secure console agent communication with TLS encryption. So from here, I've had a look at this. It looks decent. Obviously, getting this to work with Ansible is going to be a bit of a challenge since it has to run it once on one of the servers and then distribute it across to all the other agents. So that's going to be interesting. But now, since Barnaby pushed it on me, I'm now have to pass on the ball to James, who then suggested that for encryption, we now need to consider if we want to use Cloudflare encryption as well.
They're different,
So
slightly different things.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
there's
you
two
go.
types. If I remember correctly, it's been a while. There's two types of TLS we care about in Consul.
Yeah.
There is me via web browser talking to it and getting the little padlock, where there's no padlock anymore. Being in HTTPS, at some point that padlock is disappearing if it isn't, I think. I don't know. Anyway, and then there is the TLS between the agents, the client's talking to the server and going like, I am who I say I am. and the I don't know how we do either of them. There's 3 options, I think, for 2 options for there's 3 options for the end user talking to the server and getting the little padlock, and for the agents talking to the server, I think there's only really one, but I may be wrong there.
You could potentially use self. I guess the difference between on the console agent itself is kind of you either have Consul sign the certs itself or use an alternate CA, but Consul still acts as an intermediary in the signing chain there. So it needs to embed some information about what the cert's allowed to do is embedded into the certificate.
But I imagine if we get Vault up and running, when we get Vault up and running, that will change the way we do TLS, at least console to console.
Probably not, actually. Oh, it depends. We might use Vault as the sort of root CA in that case, but it won't change that much what we do today. It's a different CA file we pass when we get Consul to sign.
That's true.
Or give Consul and Consul become an intermediary rather than a CA.
So which one do we want to prioritize then? So would it be server communication to the agents then first, or?
So server communication to the agents is probably more sensible to set up first. Just want sort of your information when it's being shared between nodes to be secure first. So if someone gets into your network, they can't just eavesdrop on everything that's going on. If it's connections coming into Consul, they can kind of pick off individual ones. But if you have good network segmentation, you can limit saying this as you're running in one network. But sort of, if you have good network segmentation, they can only potentially read one avenue of in. Whereas if you don't have TLS on your console communication, as the servers are gossiping that information across to each other, you can just sit and listen to it. Also, the TLS for incoming is the bit that we need to make a little bit more decision kind of for the front end, whether we want to use Consul certificates and install the certificate authority in our browser that we use to connect, or just ignore the error that tells you this page is insecure or it's using a self-signed certificate. The other options we were talking about, I think we could get a client certificate from Cloudflare?
An origin certificate. So they have, Cloudflare have, they do a certificate Cloudflare to user, and then you can do a certificate from server to Cloudflare. So you can. So they'll do. Oh yeah, go for it.
Barnaby, are you sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, carry
on. So you get this origin CA, which Cloudflare creates for you. You load that onto the server, and then the benefit of this is even if you can then use the Cloudflare proxy and some of the Cloudflare fancier stuff. That means only users that have the either the correct client cert or are using Cloudflare's thing can access your system. So you can actually start segregating your network because all the network goes through Cloudflare, which means it can track slightly more information.
That's interesting.
Which may be nice just because we're streaming, so maybe able to be like the general public stops at Cloudflare, and then I can let us get a little bit, some of us get a little bit further. And there's API calls, there's Terraform to set it up, which obviously is things for later. But yeah, we can do it all through code. We don't need to worry about manually like setting things up.
I guess the other option was doing it fully from scratch with something like Let's Encrypt, becoming our own sort of CA.
No, I mean, when I say fully, when we're talking about fully from scratch, I mean, we just use the commands to generate a CA, and then from that make an intermediary, and then from that create the certs, and then have to store the CA, which is fun knowledge, but maybe not what we need for now.
You were talking about something. You're worried? Is the Cloudflare going to break TLS authentication to Vault for some reason with the proxy.
Well, so this this does the SSL termination in the middle. So it's a difference between the user's encrypted Cloudflare and the Cloudflare is encrypted to Vault. If we did this to Vault, so you couldn't use cert authentication for the user, which is fine.
It'd be if we ever wanted to run an application outside of the network that has Vault in it, it would be an issue.
If we're going to use certs
For those of you that don't know what SSL offloading is, essentially you connect to a load balancer or a proxy. You create a TLS connection to that load balancer. It then decrypts your packets at the load balancer, checks your certificates. If it doesn't like your certificate, it can just reject you there. That's what the Cloudflare would be doing. And then it wraps it again in another TLS encryption to talk to the application behind. This causes trouble if you're trying to do IP origin or TLS authentication behind your proxy, because from your applications inside the network, everything comes from the same IP address with the same certificate. So there's no sort of differentiation of outside traffic.
I don't know if it may get the IP address. It just won't get the cert.
You can put I think it's an X forwarded 4 header inside as part of the offloading to pass IP addresses. I don't think you can wrap certs. You can do, I've heard about some crazy, an odd solution with, I think it's one of like F5 offer with some of their like really high-end load balancers, where if you put the same certificate pair on the load balancer as you have on your application, you can essentially man in the middle your own packets.
Perfect.
So they'll come into the load balancer, get unwrapped, and then you can inject headers into them, and they're wrapped up in the same TLS wrapper that the final destination uses. So you have that full TLS, this bridge, but you can inject information at the load balancer to have your sort of source of origin.
You'd be glad to know without paying a stupid amount of money, I can't do that in Cloudflare.
I also think it's a crazy solution to the problem. Like, there's much better ways. If you're getting to the point where you want to do TLS and you want to have IP addresses, you can just make your network secure enough, and it'd be easier to kind of build your applications as the front door. So you just let everything hit them and they go, yeah, I trust that, or no, I don't trust that, instead of having a load balancer as your front door.
I think you get a lot of like analytics and security and stuff, because the reason why Cloudflare do it is it means when you're hitting, if there's a DDoS attack, nothing's hitting your server until Cloudflare says it can. So it's not like, hey server, is this cert okay? Hey server, is this cert okay? Hey server, is this cert okay? And kind of DDoSing it just through like that sort of way.
Yeah.
Which is why you do it at the edge. But for something like Consul and Vault, hopefully that's fine. But anyway, I feel like we've digressed quite a bit. So we're going to do agent.
Yeah, we'll do the agent TLS to start off with.
So that'll be the spot.
Yeah, that guide that you showed at the handy dandy guide.
Right. So the first thing we need to do is, on a server, we need to create. We need to run this command, TLS create, which then generates the 2 files for us, the CA PEM and the CA key, also a PEM file, and then we distribute it after that, I guess. Nope. Consul TLS set create server. Create the server. Wait, what was the other one then?
Distribute the CA PEM everywhere. The key, depending on how we set this up, we potentially want to distribute it to all of our Consul server nodes, depending if we want them to be all able to be act as CAs, or are, I guess it depends whether we want to set up a single server in our system as the CA.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any opinions on which way they'd do it?
This needs to be run every time we generate a new server. It needs technically needs a new server cert, and every agent needs a new agent cert. Yes, even though you can use the same one, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So it is probably worth all the servers having the CA. It's not the most secure thing, but
I think I agree with you there, because if we, for whatever reason, lose the server that is the CA, we don't have a copy of this anywhere else, so we'd have to regenerate everything again, which with the Ansible shouldn't be too hard. But
when this becomes a usable system, which hopefully we'll start running stuff on it, we don't want to lose stuff. And that's when having something like Vault or another service that can store the key, so whatever wants to use it can either check the key out or sign from it.
Can we now use 1Password for now, and then once we have Vault set up, we move it to Vault?
Are you going to write the Ansible to pull it from 1Password? Do you know how to,
that would be the only manual step. That would be the only manual step.
There is 1Password. You can make service tokens for your 1Password, and there's a CLI. There's a perfectly good CLI for 1Password. If we had a devcast ops 1Password, it is like a tiny little extra thing onto the servers to just store everything in 1Password. But let's not. That's for hardening, which I think there's a level of everything we've done. We'll need to just look back and harden a bit in the future.
Yep. Part of the improvements. All right, so let's start then. So this only just generates the files, but then this one creates the server certificates.
Yeah.
So
what I did when I've messed with this before is I generated all the files and then I moved them around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that then. So this will be run on every server then?
Once. No. All of these will be run once, because otherwise you'll have a weird selection of certificates. You could potentially run the CA, move the CA around, and just let all of the servers generate their own certificates.
But wouldn't they then be numbered? They'll all make their own, like server 1.
Yeah, that's true. The IP addresses are baked into the cert. I don't think it matters what the name of the cert is.
I don't think they are baked in, because you can use the same. If you're lazy, you can use the same server cert for everything. You just tell it, hey, give me a server cert.
You have to specify the IP addresses when you generate server certs.
I didn't think you did. I don't know. If while I scroll down a tiny bit, we'll see the command. Or he can...
it's like an additional IP field.
Yeah, he's just going... That's just going server cert, create cert, DC. And he just creates it. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can tell an IP, which is a more secure way of doing it. Or a common name. I'm sure you can specify a whole host of things that make it more secure, but by default, it's really like lazy.
So another thing we now have to consider is we need to create a role for it that would probably come in here. So right after this server being sorted, then we'll probably do something like TLS. Oh, sorry, server TLS maybe.
I mean, you can do it before. You can do it before the server. You can do it at the same time as common. Could do it before common. No, you have to. Has to be after common.
Consul has to be installed, but that's about
it can be anywhere. It can be anywhere else after common.
All right, but because it's we're gonna have so it's not gonna be run for both server and client, right? This role will just be for server, right?
Depends how you want to structure it. You could split it into 2 roles, one which is servers, one which is client.
Yeah, let's do
Or we
that
could
one.
have it as
I would
one
maybe
big
do.
role.
I would maybe, or you could do 3: one that generates, one that loads into servers, one that loads into clients, depending how you want to pass servers around. So one role that's the run once, and then you
Okay.
have a server and a client. I think that's what I did when I've messed with it before.
You'll have to have the client run against all and do some shenanigans with the when blocks, because the files will be created on a server and then populated to a client.
I think what I did before is I generated them on one box, loaded everything into Ansible values, and then the servers and clients that need the values just loaded them into the files. So he did like templating to load everything.
Yeah.
Which is
No.
maybe not very secure because it means that the local machine has access to everything.
Mm. Alright, so what do we want to do then? Should I just do split up into client and server then? Still? If James's method wasn't secure.
We're going to have to do James's method kind of like in a bit in any case to pass it around.
It's just whether you want a common thing that's where we do the run once, or it can all just be one massive roll, like it.
I mean, I think at this point, why don't we just do everything in one, as in all that massive, the one role for TLS that covers both server and client.
Yeah. So just set up a TLS role and run it after common.
Yeah.
Can always split it up later if needed.
All right. TLS. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh well, it's fine. New folder. Actually, no, I can still do it. New file. Oh. Double. Right. Okay, and then we want it to run after common, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. TLS all to the U1 code. Okay. Also, I think for now, for testing purpose, I'm just gonna do like this.
Yeah, we'll need to.
We can make sure files go in the right place and then uncommon things.
We'll need to modify the server and client to use the TLS.
Have to modify everything because the
Yeah.
health checks
Yeah.
will probably fail as well.
Yeah. So shouldn't we first get the TLS to work first, and then we'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then TLS task. So that means we'll need templates as well, right?
I don't think so.
Just for now, run the command, make the files, and we can see what we want to do later.
Okay.
I'm fussy about permissions and directories for this because it's not that difficult to set them up correctly at the start. And then you don't have to worry about it later trying to fix it. Endless problems where someone's gone, oh, those permissions are set wrong on that certificate, and they're going, I'm going to change them to make them right, and then not realize that they're set wrong because somebody else has configured something else wrong.
Yes.
So we are in Initialize the frequency. Choo. CMD.
Things I remember mattering is where we create them, and
then also we are registering it, right? Or it doesn't matter.
Yes, we will register. Well, we don't. No, you don't register it because it creates files.
you load them in.
You read the files.
So you want to set the working directory.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's
gonna
working directory. Change jar.
I think it's changed.
CHDIR.
All right.
It should be console config and then /TLS.
Can we put these in not the TLS directory? Actually, no, we can. No, yeah, you're
Put
right.
them in there, and then you have a changed when. You could put a changed when or creates
Yeah.
flag on it to make it idempotent, which would be nice. So it won't
So
just
which
rerun it.
directory do we want it in?
There should
/etc,
console.d/TLS.
which won't exist yet, but
So we'll need to
console
create
should.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we try and load the files in, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Ubuntu
But
doesn't
anyway,
access.
yeah. So it will be in this folder basically.
Yeah.
And then /TLS to have a
Oh.
subfolder underneath there.
Alright, cool.
Do we have a console config directory variable?
I think we do. I don't know if it's in all
No, it'll be group vars.
group vars or so.
Nope.
Yeah, we should probably put one in there and put a
Let's-
TLS directory as well.
I mean, you can make a TLS directory, but maybe it's worth saving that for a cleanup when we can look through and be like,
Do you want to get a whole hour of cleaning up out of this?
there will 100% be a whole hour of just like making this better. Change directory and command need to be at different levels, don't they? Oh, sorry, you need name, command, and then CMD, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, we can always check in the ACL role. We'll have it.
Yeah, I think that should be right.
Yeah, you're right. So here, command and CMD. And this is going to be running every. Wait, but we don't have this folder, so should I create this first as well?
Yeah, create that first.
Directory.
Do we need to
file?
try and, yeah, file state directory? Do we need to do a changed when? Would we need to do a read before?
No. What when you say changed when or read before?
Sorry, doing a when, would we need to read to see if the file exists first?
It's not a changed when, it's a creates, I believe is the syntax for it. So it creates file, it checks as part of the task, it checks.
Oh yeah, creates file, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
If that exists.
Oh, I remember. Wow, there's a removes step.
Oh, I missed the path. Oh, okay. No, but this is for. Yeah, I think this should be it as well. State directory. Okay. Might as well just grab this then. All right.
Owner should be root.
This one should be root.
Yeah.
Of the TLS directory.
The TLS directory can be owned by Consul, but the owner of the CA should be root.
Then I don't need to define it then because
You should
it's already
define
run.
it.
You should
define it.
You'll define as root otherwise, because you're running these as a root user.
Yeah. So
There's
no, I was like I was just gonna remove
those should be console.
Sorry.
Wait.
Console.
What are we doing? So I should still leave this as console?
It should be console. Do we want to make this world traversable so we can read the certificates?
The console.tls. The console D isn't world traversable.
Okay.
So either we need to change it somewhere else or it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that will be sensitive in the console config file. I don't think there
Encryption
is.
key. Oh, the encryption key matters anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, we can figure that out later.
Lock it down. Force people to make change requests to view any of this information.
Yay. All right. So, but then this command is actually being run as root, so that should be fine. And when you generate the file, it's generating as console. Then I guess
you need to add a creates block. No, this will create as root. So under CMD, you want creates : and the name, then the full path and a file that it creates.
As in, we want to.
Oh no, wait! It can probably just be the file it creates. It probably doesn't need full path because of change directory.
I guess we can give it a go, see if it runs.
It creates 2 files.
So we'll just give it one of them. Just do the key file.
Give it the key.
If the key isn't there, the key needs to be recreated. That's kind of.
It will probably generate it into here, right? So it should be fine.
That's my thought.
Yeah. So should I still give it a path in the crates?
I think it's neat not to if it doesn't need it.
So should I leave it for now?
Give it a go. Run it twice. See if it does. If it does the same thing twice. Also run once on the initialized CA.
Okay. All right.
So line 11.
Before we run, it should be run once on the CA, initialized CA. We don't need 5.
Oh, okay, run once.
You normally do that on the name, don't you? Oh, it doesn't really matter.
I usually do it at the bottom. All right. Okay. So.
Give it on.
Yeah, this is the only thing that should run. All right then. So CD.
Is it worth running these commands as console?
You don't want the root.
CA is console.
CA to be console. Arguably, you don't want the any of the keys to be or certificates to be owned by console.
That's true. That's fair.
Offending line is line 3. TLS.
Doesn't like change directory. Change directory point has been indented.
I think you need args before and create some change directory.
It's just complaining about.
Args.
Yeah, or change directory just needs to go in. You just need to tab change directory once. Line 15.
Here.
Yeah, because it's a command option. I think that's all you need.
Okay.
I'll run it again and see if it does anything.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna go into sudo. Yeah. Wow. Sudo
Sudo
su
ls.
console. Still struggle with console.
It's SUL.
Console. I know, it's so bad.
This hash stops being helpful.
Right. cd etc console. Okay, so we have the TLS. The TLS. Oh, I thought I was installing that as well. Anyways, let's just go into TLS.
Why would you have tree installed?
That's pretty files.
So we have it as root as well, so that's
Yep.
good. All right, so now let's run it again. If it regenerate anything.
Yes.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Lucky it picked the same host.
Oh yeah. It always picks. I think it always picks the first one. It's not random.
Yeah, it's always the same host for some reason. Anyways, okay, so we got this now. The next part here is create the server certificates. So
Can you just? I shouldn't check the matter. The PEM file's world readable, so Consul will be able to read it.
What do you want to see about the PEM file?
I just wanted to check the permissions on the files, but they're both fine. So the
what
PEM
Ansible
file is
like?
world readable, and the key is just accessible to root.
Yeah. So you happy with it?
Yeah. I don't think there's a situation where Consul would need to read the key file to CA. Because whenever we'll be generating new certificates, we generate them as root and then distribute them.
Okay. But when we put the file location, in the config file, don't we then put the, hold on, I think somewhere here where we put the path, isn't this console reading it?
But only wants the PEM.
But it's only got the PEM file.
Oh, okay.
It will need to be able to read the keys of the associated server and client and CLI certificates. But the CA, it doesn't need access to.
All right. So now this part here is to create the server certificate. So create a server certificate for data center 1. So I guess this is the one that needs to be run once then. Because we are creating it just, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, TLS cert create dash server. And then you said earlier on we don't need to give it the DC.
Yeah,
So-
default to DC1.
So a really secure way of doing it is we generate 5. So we generate 1 per server and lock them down so only the server can access that cert.
I'm
For now, I
intrigued to
think we
see if
just
they work with the if you don't specify the IP addresses of the other servers. If it does just work everywhere if it has both parts of it. Because I don't know why you'd bother having the flag that's got additional IP address in it. Actually, if we generate the cert and we inspect with OpenSSL, we can see the valid addresses for it.
I mean, this is just saying 127.0.0.1 is always included. So maybe, oh no, it does it via DNS, I think.
It's not going to present the other servers in the node in the quorum as 127.0.0.1.
No, but it presents as server.dc1.console. It's doing DNS thingy, not IP.
If we generate the server, we can go and have a look and see what's in it.
Yeah. Let's generate one and see what happens.
Also, quick one. here, see how we have the handlers from last week. So do we put the handler at the end of what we're doing here, or can I just put it as part of here?
You'd- Yeah, you don't. If the CA gets rebuilt, you don't need to notify the handler. Actually, no, you would, because you need to pick it up. It would change that. But you'd also have to regenerate all the other certs which require handler notification.
But in here, it wouldn't be harmful if it's still there, because if no actions are taken, then it won't be restarted anyways, right?
Yeah, you'll need to create a new handler for this role, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't realize there was no handler here actually. Copy and then handler paste. Did it work? Yay, it worked. Alright, so restart. Name, restart it. Yep, that's fine. Alright, so oh yeah, sorry, we are now at the stage of name. Yeah, what we're doing here is
We are generating server cert.
Yay. Let's just say generate. Okay. And then command.
I mean, you could probably just copy most of the block above, because we want most of it just be a slightly different command.
Cool beans.
At some point, we should put all of this into a block, so that if any of it needs to be run, if the CA needs to be run, all of it gets run. Because you generate a new CA, all of your other certs are invalid.
Alright, so
Surely you
here,
could just do a fancier thing under creates. Would creates take multiple?
Maybe.
I don't know.
So
Do fancy things.
we're telling it to only create for the server, right?
Yep.
So that means even if this command was run on the client, it will be fine.
If it has access to the CA, yeah.
Technically, it needs to run on the same server as the command above. At the moment, which is fine because it will, because that's how Ansible works.
So is this creating a PEM file as well? Should we?
This creates server.dc1.console.
-0-PEM.
Yeah, but you want to do on the key? Keys are more important.
Yeah, but the only thing is we're not giving it the data center, so
It'll
be
do it automatically.
Default DC1.
So we'll still see it like that then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Though really, we should have a variable that is our data center and pass that around. But worry about that later.
All right. So should I run the test?
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm curious if this is what is going to come out.
Broken. Ah, interesting.
So lucky that it keeps picking the same box.
And that happened to be the same box I'm on by accident as well. There we go.
Do we have OpenSSL installed on these boxes?
We should do.
Yep.
X509-N and then give it the DC1 PEM file. And then -no out -text.
Which one do you want again?
.pem.
.pem.
I don't care about the key file. And then -no out -text.
Ah, come on. No. Okay.
So it's got a server CN is what it
Yeah.
authenticates on. With the alternate names, server.dc1.console and then localhost and IP. So it can use it to authenticate itself, or as long as it's going as server.dc1.console, which I think is what they go as.
What DNS are they going off? Is it their own DNS?
Okay. In order to authenticate to Consul server, servers are provided with special certificate. In the common name, subject alternative, verify server host names, only agents, So now we need to update the config file with verify. Oh, sorry, I'm not even sharing. So the part here says we now need to say, without verify that an attacker could compromise console client agent and get access to all the data in your data center. This is why the certificate are special and only servers should have them provisioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we pass all the servers around, we also need to tell it to only let people that have these certs in.
Okay. All right. So the next part now is distribute the server certificates. Console, server, node, public server, data center. So the only ones we need are console agency, pat.pam, and those three basically. So I need to create actually, do we want to create, so I'm just registering the cat?
Yeah. There's probably a nicer Ansible like reach file command, but essentially you just register the cat of those files.
I'm trying to think if there's a better way, because it's a file itself, but then
You could maybe zip. It's a really dumb way that you could zip the certs into a tar, or like zip them up, and then you could base64 that zip, pass the base64 around, and then decode it and unzip it.
Okay, I like the idea. Keep that for next time. Very good idea.
It's massively overcomplicated.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
Here we go. I found the way I did it before. Is it this one? So yeah, so I used the commands, and then I registered the files, and then I used set facts to make them usable in a way I can pass between tasks, and then for all the servers I loaded them incorrectly.
Okay, now explain slowly. What was the first step?
So I catted the file.
Oh, so you did cat them. Okay,
I
good.
did cat into a register, and then I used set facts to turn it into an Ansible variable, which lets you pass them between roles.
Okay, so did you create separate entry for each cat, or did you cat them all in one command?
I did it per file, but you could do a items thing if you wanted to do it. Oh no, you can't use items unless you want to do register weirdly.
Yeah, no. Let's just do it. Let's just do it one entry per. I mean, okay. So what file are we cutting first? Let's see.
So you need CA-PEM, CA key, server PEM, server key.
So see this one, right? This one goes. Let's just grab it first. So that, and then what else is going? Console agent.
It's all four of those files.
Oh no! Wait, what? On the thingy.
So we want every server to have all of those files, because it means that any server can generate more certs. Currently, if I killed console 2, the CA key has gone and we can no longer generate more certs.
Let's see. All right then.
But I mean, these certs are technically only traffic, so if we rebuilt them every time, it would probably be fine. Not a good idea, but probably fine.
It's not the end of the world. It would more be kind of once you. It's fine when everything is destroyable and recreatable in a few minutes. It's when you've got a lot of data or something in your service, and if you destroy the search, you need to propagate new certificates to everything that uses Consul.
Yes.
Wow, my typing today is so bad.
Well, the other option is you do what Barnaby was saying about zipping all these files together.
But did you not hear the rest of the steps?
You don't actually need to base 64 this up. You could probably just register the output.
Yeah, zip is just a file.
All right, yeah, let's do that then. Let's put them all together. Let's
Wouldn't it
do.
be better to tar them?
Yeah, tar them. Just archive, tar the TLS directory.
Yeah.
And then you can just unzip it on the remote host. You should modify the file permissions though before you do that, because I think they're wrong at the moment. They won't work. It's easy if you do it now before the unzip.
Will tar save the permissions?
Yeah. So permissions and those, so you need to.
We're tarring this. Oopsie.
DC1 server console 0 key. Console needs to be able to do stuff with it.
Yeah, so that should be root console and then readable by the console group. So 640 root console.
So for the whole folder and its content, right?
No,
Just the key.
just the key. DC server 1 console 0 key.
Oh dear. All right, let's see.
Oh, I made. In this case, I'm looking at. I made console own all or in the server certs.
So what is it now? So should I still change the permission first?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Which one am I changing?
The one you
So-
registered in the previous command in the crates.
The key.
Mm,
The console key. No, the other one.
Yeah, DC one.
sure. All right. Is there a permission thing?
File.
State, I think.
No, we're not changing the state.
No, because it's a file, so it's just owner.
Path.
Oh yeah, path as well.
I
Yeah.
think we just path and mod. We don't really care about the rest of it. So you can set the rest of it if you want.
You need to set group and mode.
Oh yeah, group mode.
So with the path, I can just include the file that I want, right?
Yep.
Right. And then
Group console.
And then
Someday we'll variabilize all this.
Mode 640 or
0640.
How do you find it weird that it takes that as a string?
It's just the lints complains because if it sees as an int, you'll lose the first 0.
You know the lint that I've disabled, right? Anyways, maybe at some point we'll turn it back on.
I mean, I was thinking about sticking this into a pipeline at some point, getting GitHub Actions running. So at that point, gonna have to lint it.
Yeah, we'll have a session on that. Anyway,
we're a few steps away from getting GitHub Actions to run.
Thank you, James. Thank you. Anyways, the next step is now to archive. What are we using? Tar?
Yeah, tarring.
Is there a built-in function for that?
It
I
might
think
be.
it's just called archive.
Yeah.
Nah, can't be that easy.
Yeah,
Right?
it's just called archive.
Oh, interesting. And then what follows it? Path or
Path dest.
path and dest. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the path that we want is oopsie.
You don't need the trailing slash at the end.
Cool. And then destination, we can still leave it in
Yep.
console.
Yeah.
It's
we
all
get-
of that, but add dot tgz at the end.
But GZ?
Tgz. Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen that. Normally, if anything, would it not be like maybe car.gz or something like that?
Not sure if that's going to work. Right?
This is
Yeah.
what the code I'm looking at is telling me. The example I'm looking at is telling me.
The formats we have. Maybe it goes.
How old is that? How old is that documentation you're looking at, James?
I've got no idea.
I'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen?
That's true.
So by default, the format is GZ.
Yeah. So
You want
But
to
it's fine,
run
it's fine,
once
it's fine.
again.
also we need to, run once and
Run once.
register. Remember, we wanted to register it, right?
No,
So how do we get the tar file?
you have to cat the file.
Cut the zip file. Oh wow. Yeah.
So the way tar works is it just appends all the files to each other with a little bit of extra metadata. So this isn't actually any slower. This is probably faster than catting all the files individually.
You might want to put run once in the above command as well, because otherwise you'll just create loads of empty
Files.
keys
What do you mean? Sorry, what? Where?
on the command above. You
Oh,
want
yeah,
to do
that's
run
right.
once.
No, it will complain the file. It will complain the file doesn't exist, won't it?
It'll create it.
But then it will stop. It would stop because this is not creating. Oh wait, it will create this?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
because
thought-
that's how we create files. This is how we create files.
I thought file
So,
needed like a content or something. I don't know. It's fine.
no. So that's it then. Let's do it.
Run it and see what happens.
Error.
Well, lucky because everything is like creates if it doesn't exist. It should be relatively fast.
Change, and done.
Cool. Now we should have the correct permissions and a zip file.
If we wanted to wait, what's the
I really want to change that tar file's permissions.
Okay.
Or to make it not.
Yeah, you can do a mode on it just to make it so only root can do anything with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that wasn't smart, was it? Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fine. It's fine. We can trust Ansible.
I mean, it works. At least it works. I just wanted to see it.
If you go into the TLS directory, did the permission change happen as you want to do? Yep. Oh no, we changed the.
He's unzipped
no.
them as
He's
console.
unzipped it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll get. No, that won't all get fixed. Can you delete that folder?
Which one?
The TLS folder.
I mean, there's two TLS now.
Delete both.
Yeah,
of
it's
them
just
then.
one TLS.
No,
Yeah, because otherwise this server won't work. I suppose we'll need to force the change later, but
Well, it would work. It'd just be insecure.
that's the same as not working.
So we don't want the TLS folder in here, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna remove everything TLS related.
That's fine. And then on your archive thing, archive block, can you set mode to was it 600, 700, 0700? Thank you.
Okay.
Gotta be secure.
Yeah.
Cool. Now we need to, for every server, I can execute it. For every server, we need to run it. We now need to move that file. So edge the file and then.
So we need to cut it first.
Yep.
Okay. Register TLS.
Can we create a tar compression server, zip compression? We can go preserve permissions. When it's its
Oh,
run
if you
again.
set mode to tar.
Not mode, I think it's format to tar.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
You can still call it the TGZ though.
All right. So now.
So in the
your
archive block.
previous play, could you set format to tar?
Here. Right? You can.
Yeah. Format.
Didn't suggest anything, but let me see. Does it care about it being a string?
It should be a string, yeah.
I mean, it will be a string.
Why is it 700? Why is it not 600? You don't need to
You can change it to
export
6.
the tar file.
I didn't know. Okay. Granted, it's root. It can do whatever the hell it wants, even if we set to 000.
I think it still will throw a permission
Or maybe.
error.
All right. So that's changed. Is everything okay now?
Yeah.
Actually, now we wanted it to run onto every server,
So
right?
that register needs. Oh, you did do one once. Yeah. Now that needs to load into every server.
Load TLS into every only servers or client and agent as well.
Server.
Into every console server. And then command, I guess.
No, file. You're creating a file now.
It wouldn't just be unarchived.
Oh, no, sorry. It's
I have to
archive.
archive it first, right?
So you'd have to write it, yeah.
So
I have to
copy
write
is
the
what.
file first.
So copy is what you want. Sorry.
Okay, you have to explain the idea behind copy to me first.
Copy is the Ansible way of copying contents into a file.
Ah. Okay, so there's a copy. All right. So does that mean it has source?
A dest is a dest, which is etc console TLS.tgz.
Oh, that's what we'll call it. I see. Okay.
And then it has a content.
Oh. Okay.
Which is, I think it needs to be quotes, double curly brackets.
Ah, lol. Yep.
And then it's TLS in all caps .std out.
Dot out or just out?
.std out. Yeah, just out like that. That should now put that folder that tar directory in every folder, in every server.
I'm intrigued if it will throw an error.
Shall we try? I'm intrigued.
Go for it.
Yeah, I have a
I thought-
suspicion it might throw an error in the cat because it might go. You might get a warning back saying this is a binary file. Are you sure you want to read it from the command?
Oh. No, I've catted binary files before. It very rarely complains at me. The amount of times I've had to close a terminal session because I've catted a very long file.
tar is not a valid format because here, because we changed it to tar is not valid. It's the archive the TLS directory. Archive the TLS. So here we're saying it's a tar. So someone check this.
In the docs, it says BZ2 GZ tar XZ and zip as of answerable.
But what
Could
if we don't put the format there because it worked before?
Could you
And I
try
did-
GZ?
GZ
G-
is what it was doing previously.
Oh yeah, but we want tar because it's like more. Maybe
Tar
the
keeps the file permissions.
I mean, we can do what it was before. We just have to reset all the permissions.
Hold on.
Yeah.
But why are we not carrying? Why is so? Can we not check because this was part of the documentation, right? So
Yes.
this should. Okay, thank you. All right, so it says format. Yeah, so we do. But why is it complaining? Can I run? No, actually, I was gonna say maybe with verbose, but it will still be the same thing. Why is not valid?
What's the error? It's tar doesn't exist, whatever.
It's saying. I just ran it with verbose now. Yeah, tar is not a valid format, but it should be though.
Does it give you a list of the valid formats?
No. Nope. That's all we get. Maybe. Okay, so
Can you do force archive equals true?
in the code, yeah.
I think it's force archive. I've lost the example. It's force something.
Force, right? You said force?
I've lost the documentation. I think it's force archive or force.
Yeah, I found it here. So it says false.
Yeah, force
archive.
archive true. Can you try that? I don't know
Should
why
I
this
check-
work. This shouldn't work.
Okay, let's see if it will work. Oh, let me make sure I remove the buzz. Actually, we could have needed that.
And if this doesn't work, I think we just go back to GZ and deal with the fact it's going to be a little bit finicky after we've unzipped everything.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we didn't like it.
fair enough.
All right, so let's go back. Here we go. So what we doing then?
Just
In terms-
remove format and force archive.
Yeah, move those two. We can just set, or we can just spend the time setting all the permissions.
Yeah, you may as well remove the other permission block from above as well.
I mean, you could probably just move it down once we've
Yeah.
changed it.
All right, so I should remove mode for now, yeah.
No, just don't worry about that for now. Just leave that block. It's going to be moved, but it's fine.
Oh, what's the warning? Until the video command the registered. Yes, and this will become an error in the future. Feature will be removed and 2.0 when it can be disabled. Interesting.
Returns non-UTF-8 data. Yes, it's a binary file.
So in the future, we'll get an error from this. For now, it will work. Anyway, so we have changed. So yeah. Exit maybe, and exit again. Exit again. There we go. Now, what are the other servers we have? We have 19. Okay, 19. Okay. Oh no. Didn't like that.
I just wonder if Ansible's going to be able to actually have read the thing.
Guess we can try and unzip it and see if it works. It'll be owned by root and won't be readable to you, I think. So.
You will need to be root for this, Wally.
Admire your ambition to keep your low privileges in this case.
Just do sudo-i, become root, and then because we're going to do probably a couple commands, so it's worth just becoming root.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's here as well then, so that's cool.
Yeah. So now you can run your unzip command. Oh, this is readable. Well, readable. So anyone can unzip this.
Alright, so should I run Ansible now to unzip it then, yeah?
Can you just unzip it now?
Oh, okay. This is a tar gz, so I can do tar dash. Let me
This
just
is yeah.
Just a zip. Oh.
The same command you run before will run. Should run this.
wait, but then there's a TLS already in here though.
That's just
Yeah,
default.
we created the TLS directory in all of them.
Oh, okay. Alright, what am I doing? Okay. Alright, tar dash x something. Hold on.
XZ,
XF actually.
XF.
Yeah.
Yeah, because F is the file it's pointing to. I think if you did
Yeah.
XVF, you'd get a list of the things that inflate.
Alright, that worked.
And that kept all the permissions.
Yay.
You hear the thunder.
I did hear that. So,
Oh.
so this kept the permissions. I don't know why it didn't before.
It may be because you did it as the console user.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I was.
Sweet.
Okay.
So now we can.
So now we can. Let's see. So we can now load it.
In the copy command.
Yep.
I assume you can set mode.
Shall we try? Yep.
064 again.
No, this should be 060.
060.
So we don't want anyone to read this. And then you can unzip.
Can we still use archive as well?
Yeah, you can use it on archive.
On archive, yeah. Ah, that's interesting. So just looking at the like unarchived docs, if owner is left unspecified, it uses the current user unless you're root, in which case it can preserve the previous ownership. That's cool.
Just inverting the previous one.
The set remote source or remote SRC.
Wait, what do you mean? Sorry, one more time.
Remote
Remote.
source.
Yeah, remote underscore SRC.
Which essentially just means it's on the host you remoted into, rather than
Already
from your
on the
local host.
True.
Yes. Sorry, I've been in
So
my
this-
client Ansible code today, and everything's yes and no.
The linters don't like yes and no. The linters want true and false.
You're assuming we have a linter on client side.
You used to have a linter. His contract didn't get renewed.
But he linted to yes and no.
Yeah, I know. Our linting goes to true and false though. Okay, if you run that, this should now be at the point where we can set up the config file and see what happens.
Don't we have to then tell it about only this needs to be run only if there's a zip file?
Nope.
Because will this not be run
No,
every
the
time?
zip file will be everywhere.
It knows what it creates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then let's leave it at that.
This is the benefit of not using the command block, is it actually knows what it's doing.
We do not have the server certs and the CA on all of the servers though.
This is, yes, that's maybe not. I mean, this is where maybe this block should be run just as the servers, and then we make another block that.
I wouldn't like that.
SLC or content destination exception on zip. Oh, maybe I made a mistake.
You said path instead of SLC.
Yeah.
And yeah, this should only be run on the servers. So either we should add the only server condition, or just set this block to only run on the servers and do something else for the clients.
But wait, if we're only running this on the server, but we're actually pasting this onto everything, we're pasting it onto the
Yes,
client.
this should
Yeah.
only be pasted on the servers.
Okay, so we need this to only for servers.
Yeah.
So we could do. Can we not specify the host here as well?
Yeah, we have that WEN block. We have that massive WEN block you guys were using for the health checks.
I forgot about
Which is like, maybe we should have we should start splitting this file up, but this is fine for now. We're already overrunning it a little bit, so we should.
Nope, not this.
No, it's console underscore groups
This
in
one.
group. No, the one above it. Console servers in group name. Line 49.
49.
Yeah.
Because I would kind of like
Massive for when.
I kind of like to prove this works before we call it, even though we're
Yeah.
slightly longer episode this time, which is fine.
Okay.
Sweet. And then run it.
Yay.
See if it works. This is where we could have the cliffhanger of we'll do the rest of it next time.
Oh, find out if it throws an error. Until next
Oh yeah,
time.
quickly kill the stream. Proper cliffhanger.
You just go rip out the internet cable.
Oh, nice. Skipping. Yay.
Sweet.
Okay, that worked.
It's interesting it's still unzipped into 10, but that's fine.
No.
Yeah, it's still on archive, but I guess it doesn't know what's in the archive.
Maybe we should. That's fine.
We could
can
probably put a
archive every time.
create block in the archive.
Yeah. Well, if you want to stop the unzip, you can do creates in the unarchive block.
don't know if it creates as a standard. Block.
You're talking about this part, right? Hold on.
Yes, you could do a creates block in there. I think an archive has a creates.
Let's find out.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Does creates take a list? Not that that really matters.
If specified, the absolute file path of directory in system is used in the step will be none. Run the specified path or file directory may be given as the base path. Hard to say from that. It looks like it's probably only a single one.
That's fair.
So will it be included in the path then?
Do it on the CA.
Yeah, that is the full path.
Yeah, do it on the. You can do it on the directory, but the directory is created by Ansible. I'll probably do it on the CA file, or any of them really works. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, I just decided to do on this because it was autocorrect. I mean,
So now if we now need to edit the console server
Config.
mm,
None of our clients will be able to talk to the servers.
Well, no, you can tell it to just verify server. So it will still not verify the clients, I think.
okay.
Because if you don't do, if you do verify server host name and then don't do verify incoming and outgoing, I think it will. Well, I mean, you can turn it all on, see what happens.
So in the example here,
Yep. Just
we're
copy and paste the
supposed
block.
yeah, this whole thing. This
Yep.
is it. And also input.
We're just gonna have to change the file paths a little bit. But
Yeah, just gonna have to put TLS in front of them.
Data center address connect. Boom. So DC1.
oh, that's interesting. The clients we actually just need to give the CA.
So that's what I was saying earlier on, because we are specifying 4 files, right? And they're specifying 3 files.
Yeah,
So-
we're giving the key for the CA around so the other servers can act as a CA, not for connectivity to console.
Alright, so it will be CA key file then? Or
Yep.
CA?
You don't
No.
need to put it in the config.
So those configs need to be TLS dash file name.
Oh yeah, we need to give it the full path, right?
No, just TLS dash file
TLS
name.
dash, because it takes it from the config dir.
Okay.
You've copied an extra D.
Yeah, sadly.
And then as the last thing we should do, I think you should uncomment everything and see what happens.
Awesome. In a minute. Just give me a second. So console agent dash CA, is that the same name we have here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Console agent dash CA.
These
Okay,
are all
cool.
auto-generated.
Alright. Yeah. But don't we need to do this for this client as well?
I don't think we have time and we should deal with that next week.
Yeah.
So
I
you should
agree.
uncomment everything and we can see what happens.
Okay. Let's do that.
Because hopefully we have 5 servers that can talk to each other and some clients that are now very confused.
Yeah, you'll find out what the health checks will tell you what's broken.
All the health checks will pass, which will be a very bad thing. Do we have a health check? We don't do any checking for TLS, do we, currently?
No, as far as I
No,
know.
but I think we register the hosts and stuff like that.
So create on to JQ.
I think you can do.
I
I think you do console info. Is there a way of seeing if they're console info will probably tell you, but would members tell you if they're TLS?
Members, no, it just tells you who's in the forum.
So probably is console info. They'll tell you that information. We didn't set the handle. Oh no, the handle. We haven't set the handle on TLS up, but the
Nope.
handle will still trigger on the config changing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good one. Connection refused. Yay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
And
There
now
we
need to
go.
pass TLS certificates for the connection for generating ACL keys.
Well, this is where we stop.
If you log into the box, ooh, if you log into the box, what happens?
Which one of them?
We just run the servers and just go see what Consul's up to.
Okay. My usual one. But,
So where you feel safe.
what the hell? My console members.
I don't think that's going to work.
Just go systemctl status console.
L.
Yeah.
Also,
You're gonna have to go
what's
journal.
the-
Oh yeah, the website
That's
doesn't work,
down.
which is why I told you to.
If the service isn't running, it can't present a web page.
Maybe go journal ctl-u
Type
console.
it to less.
dash what? Oh, dash U and
Dash
then
u
console.
console. And then
And
pipe less.
then less. Still, yeah.
No
we
such
have
file
it.
directory.
Oh, he has a problem with the directory.
Maybe we do need to give full
The
path.
full path? Yeah.
I thought so. What's the service file for console? Oh, maybe we do.
Give it
Yeah.
full path. We run it.
Yeah.
I would like to at least have the service running. And if this doesn't work, we should just call it a stream and deal with it next week. Because I can smell my dinner and it's making me very hungry.
I managed to eat beforehand. Just.
Yep. While we were talking, this guy was there.
That's normally me. I had to take the cat to the vets, so it's I was running in the last possible moment.
Is the cat all healthy?
Yeah, just annual vaccine.
Annual checkup. Can we do create and do tail maybe?
What are you fiddling around with in the background?
Okay. Oh, he doesn't like tail manage. I see. Oh, it's fine. Let's just carry on.
Problem with these runs, it just takes so long.
It's not actually doing anything either.
Yeah, I don't even know what part of it is taking so long.
Probably the logging. Printing the console.
Probably. The server's live. Sorry, spoilers. The server's live.
Okay. Okay, we expected some errors. That's good.
It's changed on one.
My usual one.
I wonder if it is what I was thinking and they're not DNSing correctly to each other.
So currently, all the agents are still talking to the box, but none of the servers are.
Wait, we have it so that it ignores errors in this place, I guess, because it didn't even stop.
No, it's not ignoring errors. It's carrying on the play, I think, but it's only
What?
Are there ones
Yeah.
running once? No, there's one live host that's still doing everything else on.
Yeah, 10 is still happy. 10 is still happy. 10's plodding along.
Well, that looks like a failed health check.
But that's why you have health checks.
What did it fail on? The server.
I guess
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not allowed.
none of the servers are. Which is interesting that that's the one that failed. Not are they connected to each other?
Did he reach that part even? Because that might not be.
Oh no,
the
because that's the only one we just go. Is there 5 services running?
Yeah. Where's my health check? There we go. So we have when servers exist. See,
No, this was the surf. This is the like very last one. Because the
check
service doesn't
Consul
exist.
health servers.
The service does exist, but because Ansible failed,
Yeah, it's only running
it's
on the
never
one.
checking.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's checking it
It's
on the
just that
rest.
last one that's like,
Yeah.
is there 5 services running? Which is a pretty good, useful check.
But why did the other ones pass then? Oh yeah, because we haven't done
didn't-
that.
They didn't hit.
run.
Which is
Oh,
fine because if Ansible failed.
All right, that's cool. We'll
Yeah,
have to
so
in another session, maybe 3
Yep.
weeks or 2 weeks from now.
yeah,
So,
going half an hour over. Not that's a bad thing. Longer streams are good.
Yeah, well, I guess just say goodbye, and we'll catch you all next week. For
See you next week.
the next iteration of whatever we're doing. Bye.
Bye.